Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this video is about the Druid Forest School visit to the caves of Kesh. Now the caves of Kesh, as you can see, are fairly high altitude above a huge plain, and so from here you can see Ben Bulben and Croagh Patrick. They are deeply ancient. Human habitation has been happening here since 12,000 BC. But the key thing is there is a presence in these caves, and I'm not saying this lightly. I've had experience of these caves before. And the fact is there is an energy presence here. And the fact is, if we do approach these caves in a way that does not respect the energy here, we will be meant to feel it. We will learn things about us that we need to change. Now the Druid Forest School, and the website is called by that name, basically teaches vision journeys to quite a number, and indeed a growing number, of the gods and the goddesses of the ancient Irish. So obviously the Morrigan, the Dagda, Midir, Etain, Manannan, the list is long. And the mystical energy work of the ancient Irish Druids, and the Ogham, the mystic tree alphabet of the ancient Irish Druids, with its connections to the Celtic otherworlds. And basically it teaches by vision journey. It honours the fact that the Tuatha De Danann came to this land 2,500 years ago with a mission to restore it to the divine purpose that existed at the time the world was made. And basically because the people who were here before the Tuatha De Danann returned, having been driven out before by those same people, the Fomorians, had darkened the divine intention. And so it isn't, drawing so much on medieval manuscripts and reconstructing from those in an OCD sort of way. It isn't anecdotal. Basically, it's seeing the magnificent gods and goddesses as faces of the divine and teaching through vision journeys so you can enroll to meet the different gods and goddesses. It's very powerful stuff to make this vision connection. And in these particular caves, there's a very deep mystery. The monks who wrote the medieval manuscripts had no idea about what lives here. But the older myths capture an echo of a realization of what was here. And the key myth is that Fionn and his warrior band, the Fianna, drove a marauding sow here into these caves, and here met the three hags. Now this could be tinsely Halloween nonsense, and in fact we are only 13 days from Halloween in the beautiful sunny Irish autumn. But of course there is a supremely deep meaning, and it's about the dark goddess. And basically concepts of the dark goddess underlie the spiritual awareness of all the Indo-European peoples. I also teach Vedic astrology, the ancient astrology of India. And of course there is a well understood reverence of the dark goddess, the goddess of death and rebirth, who mothers us through deaths that must occur around our sense of ourselves, and rebirths. Niriti, the goddess of death and destruction. Now the whole point is close examination of the Fionn myth, coming to this cave and meeting the three hags, reveals that the ancient Irish had this too, and of course they did. They were Indo-European peoples like the Norse, and I also teach the runes and the gods and goddesses of the ancient Norse. And so, we need to go beyond the silly manuscripts and beyond the fussy archaeological statements to meet the dark goddess. The tradition of the Tuatha De Danann, of course, includes the magnificent war goddess of the ancient Irish, the Morrigan. And I teach a really detailed course about the Morrigan. And for example, her relationship with young hyper-warrior Cuchulainn. And several times the Morrigan appeared to Cuchulainn as he was defending Ulster against the invasion from Connaught here. And each time he didn't recognise her. Because, I want to say this clearly, the true meaning of the dark goddess is to develop true perception of the battlefields we face in our life, one after the other. In a sense, they are sent to us for us to grow, so that we move beyond our sort of egoic self, our normal human self, to the next stage, which is the spiritual warrior. And the stage beyond that is the co-creator with the gods. So the whole point is that the Sow led Fionn here to this cave with his warrior bound, the Fianna. And the three hags imprisoned them. And what they were really here to learn, what they had been led here to learn, was in this dark sacred space to die to their limited selves and to be reborn. Now the whole point is the Druid Forest School organises, you could call them tours, but I prefer to say visionary visits to the many, many sacred sites of the beautiful west of Ireland where the Tuatha De Danann first landed. Where indeed, 5,500 years ago, the first Neolithic farmers arrived, in fact from the Eastern Mediterranean, from the Turkey area, as DNA and wheat analysis proves. And they came here because of the high energy in these rocks, similar to Delphi, for example. That's why they chose specifically here. We're here in the caves of Kesh, just on the other side of the mountain are the Carrow-Keele tombs, and just over there are the Carrow-Moor tombs and Knocknarea, Benbulben, you name it. And so we organise visits to these wonderful high-energy places, and there we do vision journeys. You can book in the list of available vision journey or tours, if you like it, for 2019, should be on the Druid Forest School website in January, a couple of months' time. But let's return to this cave. Well, yes, the energies in these rocks are deep. They produce vision. The human body seems to respond to quartz-rich rocks' energies. And you find this when you go to, for example, the battlefield of Moitura, high above Loch Arrow, if you place your hands on the rocks there, or the court tomb at a place called, in modern times by the English landlords, Deer Park, and so many more. It's best to go to places off the beaten track because too much human presence and cars makes the energies retreat. But here, the energies are deep. And basically, you contact the rocks and see what comes up for you. That is the gift of this place. And as my colleague Douglas Chamberlain here filming says, also of course it's so important to make an offering to the spirits of the place. You don't just take for granted. So I have just done this and again had an unforgettable gift. Up there is a different world. So see my Druid Forest School website. See the different places, see the different courses. And with all of them, I look at both your Western and Vedic astrology to try and get, in fact, to succeed in getting a much deeper understanding of your destiny, our psychological makeup in terms of sub-personalities and unaspected sub-personalities which we need to integrate. and using both Western and Vedic astrology, where Vedic astrology is totally orientated to our incarnational life purpose statement. Magnificent and vast topic. So those are the sort of tools we deploy. Do the courses, and indeed come here and see what offering you receive in exchange for your gifts to the spirits of place. Thank you.